Broadcast is live now. It says live. Hey.
It just went live.
Fresh out the oven, straight to the bank. Ben's Hager smelling like dank. Seats, somebody died on them. Kitty looking like somebody cried on it. Ooh, what you looking at? What you looking at? Body like cinnamon roll. Icing on the top, if you got it, let's go.
Yes, if you
Hello,
got
hello,
it,
hello,
let's
hello. All
go.
right. Y'all,
All
we were
right, all
having some
right, all
times
right.
before hit. We made it. We made
Girl,
it.
we,
We
we,
made
we're
it.
here. We're here.
Yes. Welcome,
Yes,
welcome,
we are here.
welcome to another grown ass women shit. We are having cocktails with a sexologist.
Uh-oh.
Grab
Girl, what
your
my cocktail?
drink with
Ain't
an A.
nobody got you.
Grab your drink and get ready for a hot one. What are we
Let me
talking
grab
about
my
today?
drink.
We're talking about who runs the world.
Girls,
That's
honey.
right. How about grown ass women run the
Girl,
motherfucking world?
grown ass women.
Yes,
Yeah.
the power of residing in your feminine and unleashing your inner goddess. So this is gonna be a good one.
Yes, yes,
I'm be
yes.
sitting back and drinking. Y'all know I got plenty commentary,
You
but
know how Pops
you
like to sit
know
back.
I got
You know
shit to
how
say
Pops.
all the time. But this is
Yes.
this is a cocktails with a sexologist, so I'm gonna be listening and drinking. I hope this is all I had to drink. But with that, I'm gonna pass it on to my girl Sonia, the sensuous certified sexologist. Am I drunk already?
Girl,
Goddamn!
I think already. What is
I just
happening
had a
over there?
little sippy
Just a
All right,
little,
just a
and it's
little sippy sip.
already. You already
Mm-hmm.
ready. She ready. All right. So
Mm-hmm.
she is ready. So yes, I am Sonia, the sensuous certified sexologist, and as you guys know, this is my week. What? Hello. So I
Yes.
am. It's time to talk about. So sex is not always about the actual act. We get to talk about the things that enhance sex, and also the things that just help make us more sensuous beings. And so I'm excited because we have a wonderful a vet who has been in the room repeatedly that is
Mm.
joining us again so we can talk about this sensuousness, y'all.
Yes.
So
Hot
I am
alum.
excited. Yes. And so just as a reminder to everybody, we go live on Facebook now and YouTube every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern for No Bra Wednesday, where we let the girls, what the girl, I think I see PJ got the girls loose. They loose. They loose down there. We let our girls loose, and we say it with our what? With our breasts, because the titties have some wisdom, honey. And just as a reminder to everybody, of course, on the first Wednesday of each week, we do shooting the shit with Sonya and Paz, or Ask Your Daddy. So you want to catch that at the first Wednesday of every month. Second Wednesday of each month, it is Cocktails with a Sexologist, where we get our freak on and talk about getting on and popping and sizzling in the bedroom. And of course, the fourth Wednesday, Pastor likes to close out the month with the money moves and make sure you handling your
That's right.
money.
Get your money right.
It can't be all about the sexy. It cannot be
Shit,
all
money
about the
sexy.
Money is
money
damn
is
sexy.
sexy,
Money
but also
sexier than a motherfucker.
but
Excuse me.
it's also handling your business. Some of it ain't sexy. I mean, yes, it's sexy, and some of it is, you gotta handle your
Well,
business.
you handle
So
your business with sex, right? It's
yeah, you
all
do. It's
intertwined.
all
Handle your
sexy.
business, sexy money. That's what
Money
we
is
talking
sexy as
about.
shit.
Yeah. So, and you want to make sure you join us next Wednesday. We will be having a reunion, y'all. We talk about how it started versus how it's going. A gosh reunion. We're gonna have the girls, the original crew, back in the room where we get a
Yes,
chance to
excited.
remember and reminisce and look at where we've been in the last year. So we're excited to talk about all of the things. But I'm excited for this guest that we have because, of course, PJ
Look
always
at
just
her looking
brings it.
Oshunish
A
right
girl,
now. Oh, oh, Oshunish
girl,
over
looking
there. Look at my
beautiful and
boo. Look at my
fabulous,
boo.
showing just what the feminine gets to look like, right?
What are
Okay,
you?
so yeah, so we have Miss Patsy PJ Cannon with Blissful Living Coach. Patsy, talk to us. Tell us who you are, what you about, ma'am. Yeah, so just go ahead and break it down like you always do.
Okay, well, I'm every woman.
Yes, girl.
All of that. So I am an Ianifa as well as a priestess of Oshun, a daughter of Oshun. I not only claim her, I am her. Her ashe has been poured into my head. 3 years ago, I became initiated as an Oshun priestess. Um,
Yes.
I do, and as an Ianifa and an Oshun priestess, I do divinations or readings. So one of the things that I aim to do is to help people bring Ire, good fortune, into their life. Ire, that consists of balance and harmony and the things that we desire being in alignment with our ori, our head, to bring us to our highest good. So I do that through the Oracle of Ifa, which I consult, and Ifa knows your past, present, and future. And if anything is out of order, then we do rituals from cleansing and feeding your head, from doing ebos or offerings to different nature elements, which we call orishas, or honoring your ancestors, spiritual baths, all kinds of fun things. Some of it looks beautiful, and some of it is like, did I sign up to do this?
Right.
Because it can get down and dirty, some of the things.
WTF.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I didn't know I was going to be doing this kind of stuff.
Right.
Exactly. But it's exciting. It really is exciting. And I think that's one of my main purposes in life. I'm also now certified as an up-level coach through Progressive Love Academy. And I'm working on a very special project with the illustrious Kenya K. Stevens, who I think is one of the world's most knowledgeable relationship and love coaches. I think I'd be bold enough to say she's the best, but then that's me bringing in my opinion. So got some exciting things going on. Just moved here to Houston, traveling as much as I can. I'm also the author of the book Forgiveness is Bliss. And I still think it's a wonderful tool. There's some things throughout the book that have shifted for me since I began practicing Ifa. But yeah, that's what I do. That's who I be.
All right. Well, thank you. And again, thank you for gracing us with your presence once again and coming into the living room for this powerful conversation. So one of the reasons I even wanted to, and as Apostle and I were talking about what it is that we get to talk about, was getting clear about the power of the feminine and how far removed we can be from the feminine, and how important it is so that we actually get that it has value, not just because all the men out here right now saying I need a feminine woman, but because not just for being available to relationship, but for how it actually shifts your own life and impacts you as a being. And I think one of the things I wanted to even start touching on is, like, right now in our culture, we have this huge attachment. It's like we clinging really hard to to masculine energy, like as if masculine is the end all be all. And this
America,
is the best
baby.
way. Yeah, and yes, and it does actually come from America, but we are actually out of balance. Yes. And so being able to talk about how our beings are out of balance, and that some of the places where where we are experiencing the pain and depression and all sorts of things because we are out of touch with the inner. And so I just want to have PJ say a couple of minutes just in terms of what you're hearing with what I'm talking about. Because of course, as we know, Oshun is all about the inner, all about the feminine, and how very important it is. And actually some of the ways that, unfortunately we demonize the feminine as if, you got to be a punk and you soft and you old wuss. And, and we actually tend to stay away from it. So, PJ, what are you hearing me say? And just in terms of your studies and everything with the feminine, given that you are a daughter of Oshun?
Yeah, well, I hope to see, and I to see her rise. And one of the things I think a glimpse of her rising really that we can see is powerful women. I'm going to use Michelle Obama. She's a powerful woman, but she is in her feminine.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know, you look at Hillary Clinton, she had to wear the pantsuits and look masculine.
Yeah,
Obama was
she was
like,
looking a
it's
little
all about
Ellenish.
being beautiful and being in my feminine. And when we realize that there is power in that beauty, do you know that a tool, your tool, is your beauty? That is a tool.
A major tool, but we
It's
discount that tool.
absolutely. My Oshun asked me to bring to her. She has sitting at her shrine a basket full of makeup.
Mm.
Mm.
So it's like when you're brushing on your makeup, that's a wand.
You
You
better be
know?
talented.
Yes.
You being a whole sorceress out here in these streets.
Hello.
Yup. Hello. Using your magic wand to make something happen.
That's exactly. So when you're putting on your makeup and you're getting yourself together, you're calling forth that beautiful power, that divine power to work magic for you. And we know this, but we don't admit to it. Why do you think we have a tray full of eyelashes? Because when you bat your eyes, you can kind of get what you want. And we have dismissed that as, oh, that's just a woman, trying to get her way. Yes, 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 it is. I mean, Oshun actually went so far to tell me literally, I want you wearing yellow with titty popping.
I know that's right.
She really wants my
Have the
boobs.
titties out.
Yeah.
Distorted.
And it's so funny because, I came out of school in the early 70s. And so I tried to practice feminism.
1 second, PJ. I'm sorry. Do you all hearing that feedback?
Yes, we hear that from you.
And
You're hearing
someone,
feedback.
yeah, someone texted me that they're hearing.
That sounds better.
Okay. All right. I don't know what it's clean now. All right.
Okay,
I
yeah, it's
apologize
very
for
clean now.
interrupting.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
clean now. I'm not sure what
Go ahead.
happened.
Well,
Got
thank
it.
you. Yeah.
And thank you
So-
for letting us know, guys. So
Yeah,
that we
thank you.
appreciate ladies and gents.
So yeah, I ran that feminist game. I wanted to come out strong as a man and blah blah blah. Now, please don't tell me anything about a strong black woman. Although, let's not get it twisted. Oshun does carry a machete.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Oshun got that trickling sound of the waters that can soothe you and make you feel relaxed. And of course, who can survive without water? But we also know water can destroy. So the feminine energy does not mean that we're wimps, not at all. It's just that we recognize our divine essence as feminine energy as a tool. Just like Shango Shango comes out like poof, fire, bam, bam. We need that. So it's like with both hands. So my energy, your feminine energy, is definitely needed in this world, like you say, to bring balance.
Yeah, and I think that to recognize it doesn't mean that we're saying to dismiss your masculine. It means to be in balance with your masculine. So it's not saying, okay, somehow you now need to be all makeup and eyelashes and that's it, because that's not. So the feminine also, and this is as I was preparing for this show, it was like recognizing that it's not just putting on high heels and short skirts. It is feminine is the inner world. That is your relationship with what's going on inside of you. The masculine is the outer world. That's where you make the impact on the outer world. Yes. So we spend a lot of time out here doing the things that you feel like you need to physically manipulate in the world, and less in the how am I being with myself, being still, meditating, journaling, listening to and cultivating my inner voice. And so even some of the feminine that we're talking about being able to cultivate, it's not, for some of us, it's not just a matter of just snapping your fingers and flipping over to feeling soft. Some of that softness comes from you cultivating your relationship with your inner self.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Sean. Go ahead, finish, Sean.
No, go ahead.
So PJ was mentioning the makeup as a tool. So I don't. It just came to me. What does it mean when the makeup is too much? Like it becomes a disguise. Like you don't know who the person is the foolery of it.
Right.
How do you feel about? I mean, is that What is that? Does it shift back into something else when it becomes a disguise versus an enhancement?
It most certainly
Well,
does.
yeah, yeah. I think we all have seen that, recognize that we're shying away from who we are. I think people who go to that extreme really don't like who they are. So that's a challenge. But that's opinion, because somebody may look at me and decide, you got too much on. You don't need those lashes. So that it becomes opinion, but to many of us with just looking, it's like, ugh, please don't overdo it. Let me see you.
Mhm.
So yeah, that can be problematic, which is why I often say I'm every woman. I'll wear this wig as well as I wear my gray hair. It's like
Mhm.
embrace all of it.
Right.
And to your point, what you were saying, Sonia, about the woman doing the inner work, the woman works in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the secrets of the birth is really happening.
Right.
We make the magic happen in the dark. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And to your point, Pastor, and I think that's also why a lot of times, to me, some of us who are a little more maybe intellectual do shy away from the makeup and stuff, because there's this like, I'm not going to be fake, and I don't need to be that, and I don't need to do all of that, because of the fact that some people use it as a crutch,
Mhm.
and it's not necessarily supporting you in your most authentic expression. It is supporting you in hiding because you don't feel good about yourself. There's two different things with respect to makeup. So it can be used as something where you don't feel good about yourself. And
right,
I think that there's very different in terms of actually using it when you are feeling. It's almost like you've painted this beautiful painting, and this is just you being expressive and creative.
right.
That's
Right.
very different from some of the pain that it's born out of.
Yeah, yeah. And then
Yeah.
there's some people who actually, I mean, like I have one girlfriend who is very much into cosplay. You can go say, I mean, she loves dressing up to the extreme. So it does become like a game for her, or a technique. Um, but yeah, I guess I have different opinions about that, because I do have to recognize that it's all a matter of preference. I mean, I can't stand it when my granddaughter puts on those long eyelashes. I'm like, yeah, I don't see your eyes. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
blinds.
Right. Can you
She
see?
laughs and she says, I think it's fun. She says, I think it's fun. And for her, it really is fun. It's a form of expression for her. And I mean, we can look back at some of like the Egyptian paintings with their, thick eyeliner.
Eyeliner.
I
Mhm.
mean, so while there's a sense of me that wants to pass judgment about the spider lashes and how far are we going to go with that, there's also the recognition of everybody's expression can be different.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of, I'm torn. I also laugh at me personally laughing at women who don't want to be seen without makeup, and who are
Yeah.
offended when men
Yes.
say, I love to see a woman natural. To me,
Right.
that is the most flattering thing a man can tell me. Because guess how he's going to see me when we get down and dirty and when we wake up in the morning?
Hello.
Right.
Yes.
So for him to tell me, you don't need makeup, I love looking at you natural, it's like, yes. But I also know when I put on that makeup, I'm doing something and I'm bringing forth an energy that he's going to
Mm.
appreciate, and I'm going to feel it. So he'll get the benefits of, because of how sexy it makes me feel, how it raises my vibration for that moment. But
Right.
I'm always flattered when I hear a man say, you don't need makeup. I think you're beautiful natural.
I love that
So
too. I think I
yeah.
got a lot of compliments when I was completely bald.
Yeah.
Right.
And it showed my face, and I think I wore the hell out of it. I
Yeah.
did it twice in my life, and what I didn't like was when women would say, "Well, you can do that." Like they were unable to free themselves of hair like that. Well, my head got lumps in it,
My
or
head too big. I got
my
lumpy.
head too big, or whatever. But you have something else. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That
Yeah.
you can do. Even I was just thinking about when you were talking, PJ. I know I walk different when I feel good.
Hello.
Mm.
Yes.
And I remember
And you
somebody
behave differently too.
you do. I
Mhm.
remember a guy I was dating, he said, "Damn, you walk like your pussy good."
Diamond between her thighs. What? What? What?
I was like, "For real?" I said, "Cause it is." But
Right,
yeah, you
exactly.
walk. It comes from the inside out, and people feel it. And for me, it's all. I always talk about boots. I love boots. Love a good
You wait.
boot.
You
Love a
wait.
good
Yes,
boot.
girl. Good sexy
Yeah,
boot.
good
Yeah.
sexy boot.
Pastel got
So
like a million boots over there
She
in her
wears.
right,
closet.
Yeah.
And
love a
she
good
does
boot.
wear
All
it.
look, I'm thinking of Posh. All I can see her at the rodeo with that hat tilted and them boots
Tilted,
on.
baby.
You walking like
You
you
know
had
what?
diamonds between your thighs.
That hat was fly. But
What? And
I
she
think what
knew it. She was like, nobody better not tell me. I heard you bitches was looking for me.
Right. Well, here she come.
but see, I think that you made a very a serious point, Pasta, in terms of it coming from inside of you. And I think
Mhm.
that's the difference. Some of us have learned that femininity is something to put on. And it's
Right.
not. It couldn't be further from the truth because first of all, femininity is the beingness. It is
Yes.
you tapping into your beingness. The masculine is the doingness. Let me do, let me do, let me action, 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 action
Mhm.
oriented. And so often we are out of touch with being, like
Mhm.
being able to allow yourself to almost flower like a flower. It's not stomping up and down the street trying to figure out what am I putting on next. It is just a being and exuding beauty. And so some of the then okay, then if I put on lipstick with that, then it's just a natural enhancement of my exuding
Right.
versus me attempting to put something on that is not actually
Right there.
happening on the inside.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
And that's why it's so sweet to always to see a woman how she can embrace herself so fully with a bald head, without makeup, and still, recognize I'm all of that. I have all that in me. Now, when I enhance it, then I might bring out another aspect
Right.
that might have been dormant, or I'm letting her sit for a while. But when I put that on, I'm raising the ashe, or the vibration of that feminine energy, which can do powerful things. That's what I'm saying. When we're putting on our makeup, when we're enhancing our faces, then at that point, that's a good time to call forth your beauty as a tool. Because you talk about Oshun. Oshun certainly used her beauty as a tool. There's a story
Yes.
of Ogun being in the forest, and he had all the tools and nobody could farm, and he was like, "Forget y'all." Oshun went through there, sashaying with her honey and her see-through and everything, and Ogun followed her out and took care of humanity because he following her. Well,
Mm.
hello.
And that's
Why
what
would we not use that if it can be used as a tool?
well, that's the thing, the feminine energy. I like to tell women a lot when I do workshops. It's like if you consider the egg, she does not climb out of the universe looking for sperm. It's not her job. She sits back and attracts. And believe me,
I
sperm
know
will
that's
try to
right.
figure out any way they can
Racist.
possibly get to get they will make a man forget what he's doing and everything to be like, okay, I've got this sperm has got to get there. This is so she is just there attracting, and there's a huge
That's a good point.
power in actually drawing something to you versus feeling
Wow.
like you have to go out and take it. And so
Wow.
often we are being masculine in the pursuit of the things that you want. And the bigger possibility is your grace and your beauty and your softness actually attracting and causing a thing. I had a group of women that I was doing a workshop with, and I give everybody as they came into the workshop, I had them select feminine aspects, and so they were selecting aspects, and they're reading them, and they're rolling their eyes and like, oh, I got grace. Oh, I got softness. Oh, I got They were very turned off by these aspects because this is what we've been taught to be like. That is something to be despised, and one of the girls got naked. And so she was like, "Oh, I know naked girl, because yeah." I'm like, "Oh Lord!" And I said, "Okay, God, it's not working because I thought we were going to be doing a certain thing, and I heard, don't be still, lead them in meditation." So I took them into a meditation, and in the meditation, the young lady who meditated on naked came out of the meditation crying, because she said, "I realize in my nakedness, I can allow my family to see me for who I really am."
Mm-hmm.
So really, she was talking about intimacy. So, there was the opportunity to kind of really be with nakedness in terms of almost like the purity of it, as opposed to what we've turned it into.
Right.
Right.
And then later, I actually had them do a pole dancing exercise, and I asked each one to bring that feminine aspect to them doing the pole. And the woman who was facilitating, she started crying. She was like, "This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen." And I'm like, "Do you see how you can move a person, but with your feminine energy and not feeling like you have to push or pull?"
Wow, that sounds amazing. Sounds amazing. It reminds me of one time I did a full moon meditation with about 8 women. And I don't know if either of you know Grace, the yoni egg expert. She did it. She led it, and we got naked.
Oh,
Sonya,
And
don't you have a story like that?
initial,
don't I have a story? I'm sure I do.
what'd you say?
I
Don't I
think
have a
Sonya has
story?
a story like that.
Oh, yeah, because when I first heard it, we're like, naked. I mean, these are my girls and all, but really, we're gonna sit around each other naked and do some meditations and exercises. And by the time I undressed, she's just undressing. It's like it felt so good to say, "Here I am in all my nakedness, and I'm comfortable, with you. I'm comfortable with myself." That felt good because we are masking when we put on these
Yes.
clothes. So to realize I could feel safe, feel vulnerable, and comfortable, it just released so much in that nakedness, and to be around other women, all of us sitting around fully naked, felt amazing.
Yeah, and understand that it doesn't mean that it's sexual. This
It
is
wasn't
intimacy.
sexual.
This
It
is
was
Right.
intimacy.
Right.
This is
It
about
was
being able to bear our souls,
yes,
and really being feminine is a huge aspect of healing.
yes,
We get to get back to what's going to heal our insides,
yes,
and we are
yes.
so outwardly focused. We are not doing the inside work that would actually have you be a complete being
Right.
and really
Right.
be in your power.
Right. I'm thinking about how many women, oh, I don't do that anymore. I can't wear a bathing suit because now I have cellulite. I can't do that anymore because I have a gut. The way we view our bodies and the vessel, really, it really hinders us in being vulnerable
Yeah.
because we're constantly trying to cover up and disguise and I think the nakedness thing is just beautiful.
It really,
It's just beautiful.
it really did feel good. And another thing that felt good was it took a while. It took a while to warm up, to like turn around and say, "Posh, you got some beautiful titties." It's like, can I
And
do that?
that is true. That is really true.
It's like, can I say that? Can I really look and say that and tell it, and feel comfortable? It's yeah.
Yes.
It's our body, it's ourselves, and again, there was no sexual connotation, but there was a closeness that I felt and I had never experienced. And again, many of them were close friends of mine, but I had never seen them naked like that.
Right.
So it felt good. It felt, I guess and that's what too I like about women. I don't think men could do that ever,
No.
Oh yeah,
ever,
probably
It
not
would be
being
very
naked.
difficult. Well,
It would be challenging.
I mean, you do have nudists
Yeah.
Yeah,
who
you do.
you have
Yeah.
nudists.
But as a man gonna say, "Man, your dick looking."
Oh no, he probably not gonna tell him he has a nice penis. It depends. It depends on the man. So
It
somebody might
does.
be able to do that. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So that,
But I think also, PJ, you have a point just in terms of the men being able to do some of the places that where the opportunity for men to also embrace their femininity, and not feminine from a now I need to be a woman side, but being able to embrace the aspects of femininity, like being still, being connected, listening. We It's almost like we kind of, I'm not saying we're responsible for that, but since being feminine is easier for us, we kind of almost can lead the charge into
yeah,
taking us and swinging us in the other direction of being able to say, being soft is okay, and not soft again for a man that is like, no, you get to be hard. I understand, but then you also get to relax. You get to rest. You get to relax. You get to be gentle, because some of the same
totally.
things that we're wanting from them. Because I certainly don't want you. I remember my late husband would come and try to wrestle with me in the bed. I'm like, look, find one of your dudes to do that shit. I'm not like, you need to be soft and gentle and
Right.
delicate
Ouch.
with me,
Uh-huh.
right? Exactly. But
Hmm.
his ability to even be able to tap into that energy also requires that, well, again, we lead the way with what feminine looks like and bringing in those qualities.
Yeah, and like you said, allowing men to bring it forth. One of the things I have discovered as I have spent more time developing male friendships, I've come to realize how desperate men are to be comfortable in bringing out that their own feminine. Like I have
Vulnerability.
friends who will get on the phone and talk to me longer than a woman just
Hmm.
because he needs an ear and somebody who's going to listen without judgment or and bring a softness, because they can't do that for each other. And I was
Right.
surprised. I used to think, what is the end game? Why are they calling me? But they're calling
Mm,
because they need to experience that softness and be that softness
exactly. And so it's
without the
not a,
pressure of showing aside for a relationship purpose or being hard for their boys. So it's like, come to mama.
Right. And
right.
that's what it is, coming to mama. That
Yes.
nurturing,
Yeah.
That
that
energy.
it's okay you fell and you cried. So
Hmm.
it's okay to cry. It's
Hmm.
okay to feel,
It's
to
important.
offer, right.
Not only is it okay, it's important.
It's
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 critical.
important.
important.
It's
Right.
important for your mental health, for
Mhm.
Yep.
your stability. Yeah,
Yeah.
most definitely.
Yeah.
I just pulled up a list of some of the qualities of the divine feminine. One is intuitive. And we are
Mhm.
so out of tune with our intuition, but intuition is something that has to be developed by being still and listening to the inner guidance that you get.
Ashe. Yeah.
It is something that is cultivated and not just something that, okay, we can turn on by putting on some. You cannot put on lipstick and think you're gonna be intuitive.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
No.
And it's a
But
muscle that has to be used and
yes,
exercised.
exactly.
Um, I have one of my daughters just instinctively has a great intuition, and she used to always tell me, this was even before I began practicing, as a Nia Nifa. She said, "Mom, you have it too." I had it, but I didn't trust it.
Mm.
And so,
That's
even
another
as
thing.
parents, we get to help our children
Right.
trust it, because, like kids, when they're asking questions like "why," and we say "because I said so," we're saying shut down your thought process, your intuition. Just know that,
Right.
So when it's good for us, and I practice my intuition a lot. Sometimes it's like I'll ask myself, should I go this way or should I go that way? And just say, okay, listen. And I don't know, I did a little YouTube video to show people how you can use your body as a pendulum. Ask
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
yes, no questions. So sometimes I'll ask the question and say, I have a feeling what's going to be said. And even before I do divination, when I do divinations regular, um, I'll try and guess what the answer will be, so I can use that muscle. So I think it's a good idea for all of us, really, like practice and trust yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're right.
Narcissist.
Yeah, you
Pastor not just had. Oh no, you're about to say something.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I say Pastor not just had that whole experience because I called her saying how just because I ask a lot of questions of my inner wisdom. And
Mhm.
so often when I'm looking for something or trying to, okay, so where is it? What should I do? And then I'm usually guided right to it. And so we just had that when I went over to Pastels and I was telling her something I think I had found. I can't remember what it was.
Mhm.
But then
Mhm.
she said, well, I lost my fanny pack. So can Spirit tell me what my fanny pack is? And as soon as she said it, she heard it's
Right.
behind you in the sofa.
See,
And she stood up, walked around, pushed forward the pillow, and here's the fanny pack that
there
she's
it
been
is.
looking
Right.
for a week.
Yep.
And
Yep.
and I think that's the muscle. That's where the muscle begins. Ask the question.
Yep. That's the
Ask
that's the power.
even talk to the fanny pack. Fanny pack, where are you?
Yes.
Ask the question. Ask yourself, okay, what's best for me? And I talk more to myself now than I ever did.
Mhm.
And I use I don't I purposely say it out loud so I can hear the question and I can clearly hear the answer. I can hear the answer better because if you had sat there, I wonder, you're wondering. But it's like, okay, Spirit, where are you?
I will talk right out. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay. And I said, okay, baby. And it's funny because I'll even just kind of start meandering and go right to it. It's didn't even think it was there. It just kind of like, all right, baby, where is it? Come on, show me where it is.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but that is femininity, and that's
Yeah.
so we have femininity as again lip gloss, high heels, and short skirts, and that's not to say that that's not a part of it, but a huge part is your relationship with the inside, such that you are going in for answers and in for
Yes.
guidance versus constantly looking outward.
That
And
should have been the name of this show.
I'm
That
sorry.
What's
should
that?
have that should have been the name of the show.
What's that?
Lipstick, high heels, short skirts. That ain't it. Go
That ain't it.
inside. It's on the
You
inside.
I wouldn't say
It is
that's
on the
not
inside.
it.
That
Well,
it's
there's
that's
more
not
to it.
all of
There's
right. That's
more
not
to it.
all of it.
No,
Right.
that's not.
Yeah,
There's more to it. Yeah.
yeah. I was
Yeah.
sitting up here thinking about intuition, and I was like, oh shoot, I use my intuition to find parking spaces because
Hello.
my story is I have great parking karma, and
Me too.
all of my friends know. And I'll drive, and I say, okay, who's coming out for the queen? Who's
Yeah.
pulling out of a
I
spot
know
for the
that's
queen?
right. I know that's right.
And then the spot will open,
And
and
there it is.
it'll be like right across the street from the venue or very close.
Mm-hmm.
And I just say thank you. So thank you came up for me. Thank you is another part of it.
Yes.
Being grateful. Once you have it, I think being grateful it encourages that muscle
Yeah.
to
Yes.
contract and
That's yeah,
grow and get
gratitude. You
stronger.
recognize it.
Right.
And not to be surprised. Oh my God, I found this
Right.
thing. Oh my God, can you believe that? It's like I expected it to
I
come because
expect
Right.
that.
I
Thank
asked
you.
for it and there it is. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Not like I'm in awe. Maybe it won't happen again. No, this is what I expect.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we talk about the law of attraction, that is femininity. That you attracted the parking space.
Right.
And so a lot of
Mhm.
times, and also call it into being with your words. And so a lot of times we're not recognizing that and thinking that, the way that you find a parking space is to drive around the block 10 times until that is not how that there is a power that we have that resides within that we get to tap into. And we're
Absolutely.
missing the mark and not tapping into it.
And that's that word graceful and grace. It's like for ease. I mean, I'm watery. I've got this. It's not difficult. Only I give birth to babies. Yeah, that might feel difficult, but things come to me easily. So
Right.
with that expectation, like doors are open for me, so parking spaces are made for me. I shouldn't have to walk far to get to where I want to go.
Right.
So with that expectation. But yeah, I'm glad you brought that up and to remind, the women to trust that muscle, to use it, to play with it,
Use
to
it.
speak it out loud, and to expect an answer. Ask the question. And you spoke about journaling. A lot of people have challenges with journaling. And so what I usually recommend is write a question
That's
and then
that's a
start
good
from
idea.
there. Start from there and
Right.
let the answers flow, because the answer and the question are all on the same plane.
I know that's right.
So
Okay.
Yes, it's already
Okay.
there. It's already there.
it's
Yeah.
already there.
Just to give you an example, also in a relationship, this is why we have the yin and the yang, and we have the masculine and the feminine. I mean, the masculine and feminine. We were doing, again, with my late husband, we had workshops that we were doing, and at one point, the workshops, we started out with like 50 people in the workshop, really nice size. It dwindled down to 8 people every month in the workshop, and we would pull in teeth to get that to make that happen. So we were struggling, and of course, what we know on this plane, or what we think from a masculine logical standpoint, it just means that you need to get out on you need to get on that phone, and you need to beat the pavement to get people in the seats. What I did was to get still in my bath in the morning, listening to a playlist that made me see a room full of people, and just being with that, experiencing the joy of that, and just allowing every single day, being consistent with, this is what it's going to look like. And I celebrate the fact that there are so many people in this room. A few months into me doing that exercise, my husband ran up the stairs and said, I know what we're going to do. We're going to do a promotion, 100 liters for $100. And so there was action that had to be taken. But first, there was the energy that created the possibility that action would even turn into anything. And we registered 120 people in that workshop.
Wow.
Went from 8 to 120 people.
And
But
see,
it
that
was
was definitely a feminine energy, the visionary experience. You held the vision, and you gave birth to it, and you manifested. So he came up with the work, and with the two of you in conjunction, it was feeding. It was all feeding together. So yeah, that's powerful. That's a wonderful story.
So we get to recognize how powerful our part of that is, and that we do not have to be out here with the brief. Not to say, yes, you can have your career and love what you do, and it's not always okay. Let me meet you punch for punch. You got this and I got that. Some of it is okay. So who is handling the inner work in this household?
And that's usually where the woman comes. And again, it's powerful to recognize if, as a woman, you feel like you don't have that ashe, to recognize you may be in a relationship where the man is carrying some of that. He may be the more visionary, and you may be the more doer. So just recognizing the balance, that doesn't snatch anything from you, because there are as many female Shangos as there can, male Oshuns.
Exactly. It's not gender specific.
I think there's nothing sexier than a man who's an Oshun.
Right. It's not gender specific.
Yeah.
If it was, then all the women would have gotten the feminine energy and all the men would have gotten masculine. Why would you have it if it's not meant for you?
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Marvin Gaye. I think he must have been Oshun, because that was a sexy Lord. Ooh, that man. Yes, that man. I mean, it came from inside. Every movement was silk.
You remember him. What you know about that?
Girl, I love me some Marvin Gaye. Ooh.
Yeah. So, PJ, what are some of the ways that you do specifically that help you cultivate and get into your feminine energy, especially when you need to pull on that?
Well, that's a good question. I think for me, it was when I found out I was Oshun. I may have shared this with you all. I cried like a baby, because I always saw myself as more masculine. And so when I found out I was, it felt like, oh my God, I knew this was in me. But because my mother and the way I grew up, we grew up in a very masculine home, it's like it wasn't acceptable. So to awake, it was awakened in me for sure.
Yes.
When I got initiated, and I also understood my sensuality. I understood why I enjoy being sensual, while I like sex so much. It's like, this makes sense. It also made sense why I'm such a great manifester. because
Yes.
the feminine energy is the manifesting
Yes, it
energy.
is.
And some people call it luck. My exes say I was like magic. It's like you say something and there it is. I never saw anybody get checks in the mail just out the clear blue like you. You say
Mm-hmm.
something and it
Mm-hmm.
happens. So I've always been in touch with it. But now that I know that it is a power, I cultivate it because I do go to Oshun. I do experience her energy. I do talk with her. I take care of my head, very well, cleaning and washing it. I tap into I take spiritual baths.
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of candle work, and
Okay.
not to say that men don't do that, that the men, that can also be male energy. But when you think of the candle, I mean,
Yes.
that's
And
The
the darkness.
dancing.
And being in the
Yeah.
darkness.
darkness, yeah, and I mean, in the movement, I mean, that's a sensual thing.
Mm-hmm.
The magic of a woman. It is something that's naturally in us. We can cultivate it. We speak things and we can make them happen. So as a practice, because I am Oshun, because I have been given the directive to walk in that feminine energy and to use it as a tool, even my beauty, my sensuality. So it's like, how could I possibly sleep on it? How
Yeah.
could I not rejoice in being a woman? So I just cultivate it. I recognize it is as a tool, which is quite different from when I was trying to be a feminist.
Got it.
It's quite
Very
different.
different.
So, and I have learned, even though I have a lot of fire in me, I still have a lot of I have a
But
lot of,
don't get it twisted.
don't get it twisted. And I mean, I remember my Baba even told me one time, "You're not Shango." Calm down, you're watering. Because I still have a lot of that energy. And even though I tap into it, I have found my name means my initiated name is Oshun Yoye. It means
Mm.
Oshun brings the honey.
Honey.
So the sweetness, when I cultivate it, when I utilize it, it means you're gonna get a lot when you bring the honey.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
I
So
know
it's
that's
it's an
right.
awareness and a knowledge and tapping into it with faith and with confidence and accepting all aspects of me, even being gentle with myself and accepting when that fire comes out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm,
And to
mhm.
recognize that that's a valid part as well.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
raging waters. But I do spiritual baths often. I do
Mm-hmm.
hair clearing, hair cleansing often. Um, I feed my head. I go to the water. I love water. I mean, that's it.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a couple of things that I do. One, I like to do I tap into my sensuousness a lot to
Mhm.
support me in feeling that energy. And so it will be lighting, cutting out all the lights and using just candles.
Yes.
Or my essential oils and doing diffusing something that's really really sexy like jasmine or like rose. um Also, I think I mentioned on another show, I think it was on the podcast I was on, brushing my teeth by candlelight. Like I'll find ways
Oh,
to
that's
be in the
beautiful.
dark and be in
It's a
something that's
ritual.
sexy.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yes, and definitely the rituals, and also what's on and off my body. So I may take something and tie it. Like I need to expose some stuff so that I have some stuff, some stuff free, and at the same time, like say a light scarf tied around my waist that makes me feel sexy with how it's slinking about my body. So it's like just these little touches that's like, okay, so this is making me feel sensuous.
Yeah, I mean, and now that you mention it, I mean, I love my beads. I keep my beads on
Okay,
and my waist beads, and there's nothing that makes me feel better than to pass a mirror and say, "Damn, you sexy with those
girl.
beads on." And of course, I do have a formula. I love my Oshun Yoyin, my Oshun inspired body butter, which is a formula that she has given me that when I put that on, you can see it.
I
And I mean,
see.
it raises my vibration and it lets me know it taps into my self love, my sensuousness, and knowing who I am.
Mm.
So, and I've had even men say, got a testimony from a man who said it made his wife used it, and it was like an aphrodisiac for him.
Mm. Right.
So having, like you say, the oils, and It has some jasmine in it. It does have some jasmine, but it's got a touch of honey. It's made with shea butter and coconut oil and about 8 oils and herbs in it. So yeah, it raises the vibration. And so I use that whenever I'm also feeling out of sorts. It's like, let me
Right.
and it's got a lot of lemongrass in it. So it's just really raises your vibration. Yeah.
Yeah. Something about slowing down your energy too. Like when you start slowing your pace. And I'll put on a playlist that has like, sensuous music so that it's because so often we're moving like this. So you need something to almost bring it down to the slink, like okay, I'm feeling myself in a different way.
And here's another one too. I love your list because you reminded me of other things too. Nap time.
Nap time and getting some rest.
Yes. Sleep is sexy as shit.
Especially at this damn age, for real.
Yes. And I used to give myself a hard time about that. And it's like, no, go ahead and get rejuvenated. Take your beauty rest. Take your nap.
But that
my mother, go ahead.
No, so that is the feminine. It's rest and rejuvenation and relaxation. Go ahead, Paz.
I remember when I was a little girl, my mother she bragged on that about me, that I could go to sleep anywhere, it did not matter where we were. She was like, you slept through a Michael Jackson concert. It was time to get some rest. It was time to go down. And I'm also thinking about growing up in New Orleans. I never really thought about it until this moment, how after 9 o'clock, everything slowed down and everybody was listening to mellow moves. That's what we called them.
That's right.
Or up here, the quiet storm, how we all slowed down and really, I would be listening for my music and pressing the tape deck to catch my song. And, we all really grew up loving slow jams. And I don't think these kids are everything is fast. We used to take time at a dance to actually touch and slow drag and
put that red light
on. Belly rub. Just those things to actually slow down and actually feel.
Right.
I think
and
those things and be in the moment. I mean, your face. Everybody will be singing a slow song out loud. It's just a different energy because you feel it. I mean, you feel it from here.
You feel it.
You really feel it when your slow jam comes on. I think about SWV's Week. I remember I was somewhere and everybody was singing, the men, and it was like nobody else was in the room but each individual, because we all had our eyes closed. Yes, and we just, I mean, we can't deny the magic, as PJ would say, of music.
It makes a
Stay in my corner does that for me even today. Y'all don't know nothing about that.
What's that?
I know that. Stay in my corner.
That was like a 3-minute slow drag music. And I'm telling you, everybody was in a zone. And if you didn't have somebody on you, I mean, I always got to dance on that one because, I mean, I think the boys were against the wall. If you couldn't find somebody, you just had to get in that zone. Stay in my corner. That was one. But I have to tell this, when you're talking about taking the naps, I have a friend who coined naps. He and his wife were out with me, and they were said, all of a sudden, I just take a nap. So they started calling it pat nap. I'm going to take a pat nap. Because I could just sit down like you could sleep anywhere.
And just fall asleep. Yeah. So I want to make a comment about some of the comments, because we folks are saying stuff. One, they're like, so where can we order that body butter? So we're going to need to drop that because they want to know. They want to know where they can get
amazing. It really, this is not brag. This is absolutely fact. It's amazing, and it'll make your skin look just amazing. Raise your vibration. You can order it at my site, blissfullivingcoach.com. Blissfullivingcoach.com is Oshun gave me that formula and she worked it. I asked her for several. She's given me a prosperity formula as well, but this one is off the chart. This was the one she really want me to have. And it also, you can call forth all those things you want when you put it on. I mean, even call forth wealth and prosperity. When you put that on, just, talk sweet to yourself and talk to your body.
I
And
know that's right,
and,
PJ.
and I put it on every part of my body. You heard me?
You
I know
heard
that's
him?
right. Every part. Every
Every
part.
part,
There was no
every
part.
part of your body, and it's already been blessed and prayed over, but you can enhance it more when you speak to yourself and speak to it. It just tell it what to do, and it's doing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
So yes, I just wanted to quickly go over before we wrap up some other qualities of the divine feminine: intuitive, heart-centered, really important, compassionate,
Yes.
wise, accepting, forgiving, collaborative, reflective, creative, sensual, kind, and gentle. So that's just some places that we get to cultivate. But again, it starts with that inner work and starting to listen to and connect to yourself.
I love those. And one more I would add is vulnerable.
Oh, girl, yes, you
That
are
should be
so
on the
right.
top of the list.
That
What the
should be on
hell?
the top. I
Why
know
is
they
that
don't even
not on
have.
the list? Who made that
That
list?
is so darn
This is some
sexy.
website. This is some
That's
website.
that's so sexy when you can be vulnerable and accepting, and it really is freeing.
And
All
not to
right.
mention, as we start to develop those qualities, then you also attract the situations where you can be those things. Because I know one of the things, of course, that we say, like, I can't be vulnerable everywhere because it's hard out here for a pimp. But you get to create a space with people that are loving enough that you can be in your vulnerability. So that also,
Yeah, and if you feel you can't be vulnerable in that space, you can certainly be vulnerable with yourself. And there goes the inner work. It's like, all right, I might put on this front, but I can be honest with myself and know where I am. And so there's the healing that happens, the accessibility to change and to shift.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
All right.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, PJ, for another awesome conversation. We love you, girl.
Yes, we
I
do.
love
Yes.
it. I always feel honored when
Yes.
I get to come on. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah. And what I want to know is where I can get that top. That's what I want to, like, I'm going to go back down to Houston.
I probably found this stuff somewhere on Passion Nova.
That thing is fly as hell. So I'm feeling every bit of it.
What show was that with the banana? Somebody on one of those old movies had a top, something like this.
Okay. Well, it's beautiful.
It'll come to me after the fact.
It looks beautiful.
It is. Well, she's gorgeous.
That
was so good to me. And guess what? I started in my head writing about this. Y'all know next Thursday I'll be 67. It's like I woke up in one morning and I'm not 22. I am 67.
Wow.
Well, we got I was at the 60th birthday party. You're going to have to do something for 68, 69.
No, I told y'all I wasn't doing that again until I turned 75.
Oh, okay.
75?
I got some travel plans and some things going on that I'm doing.
Got it.
Yeah, when I was in the shower, it's like, dang, you're 67. I'm not 22.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Well, you wear it well, and you are absolutely beautiful. So thank you for being representative and taking on, like, really hearing Oshun and being willing to exude her beauty. So and to be an example for the rest of us. So thank you. Yes. So let's see. So just as a reminder, thank you everybody for tuning in. As a reminder, we go live on Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern for No Bra Wednesday, where the girls are hanging loose and we are hearing divine wisdom being dropped. Honey, No Bra Wednesday is all about femininity. Hello. It is all about the titties being loose. Yes. And you want to make sure you check us out next week for, again, we're going to have a reunion. So we are excited to have our, how we started in the room. And
the women, shout out Queen Aisha, Melissa Quick, the creative directress, and Razia
Yes.
Hogan's. You will
Oh, they'll
see
all be
all
back.
of those. We'll all be back. Well, hopefully everybody be back, but it'll be
Yes,
one or two.
everybody
One.
said that. Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
said yes, so we'll
Everybody
see
said
how it
they say
goes.
yes. Yep.
Yes.
So
A
yeah.
God's reunion. That's awesome.
Yes. So we're excited for that. We cannot wait to see you again. And share the show. We are now on YouTube, so they do not have to be in the group to watch the show. I know that was a hindrance before. Now you can just go to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like the video, so that people actually will be drawn to, and it'll be shared in the YouTube algorithm. And then also share the show so people can check it out. And
Absolutely.
we cannot wait to see you again next week.
Bye, y'all. Thank you, PJ.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fresh out the oven, straight to the bank. Ben's Hager smelling like bank. Seats, somebody died on them. Kitty looking like somebody cried on it. Ooh, what you looking at? What you looking at? Body like cinnamon roll. Icing on the top, if you got it, let's go.
All right.